Good morning, afternoon, or evening, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you so much for taking the time to watch my video today. I hope that you find it worth your while, and I really think it should be, because the footage that I got from the last two rallies by Capitol Reef was so good, and I had so much fun, that this video has not one, but two cinematics of just beautiful landscapes and incredible riding. So those are coming up. But first, just a quick plug. If this kind of riding looks like a blast to you and you can afford about $200 a day for riding and meals and lodging all included, then we still have openings for the rally at the end of July and lots of spots open for the August rally. And if you're interested in making a September rally happen, feel free to send me a message at everrideadv.com. I'll put that link in the description. And maybe we could work out a September rally as well if we have enough interest. They're small groups, only 6 people per rally, so they can fill up pretty fast, but I know September can be a little trickier because kids are back in school. But if you've got a group that might want to come, or if you want to come solo and make some new riding buddies with other solo riders, those are usually the best ones. September is probably the best time to come and ride this incredible area with me in South Central Utah. Anyway guys, shameless plug over, let's get to the cinematic. This last year has had some pretty nasty events for a lot of my really good friends and for myself. I mean, overall, it's been a beautiful year full of growth and adventure, but there definitely were some tough times brought on by some pretty serious injuries, and to be frank, some pretty gnarly mental health crises as well. You might already know that I broke my left shoulder, which canceled last year's fall rally season and kept me off the bike for 6 months. And it put me in the psychiatric unit at the hospital for a week. I'm not complaining or glorifying or anything like that. That was an experience that not only saved my life, but changed it forever for the better. My good friend Michael, Minnesota Mike, broke both of his legs in a motocross accident, and he was definitely going through it emotionally as well. A guy who I'm pretty sure is a really good friend of mine, but also might just be a super secret CIA agent sent to monitor what probably looks like paramilitary gatherings. Rob absolutely devastated many of his ribs just 6 short months ago on a ride he was on. And unfortunately, on this last rally that I'm showing you footage of, we had 2 more broken legs. Not as serious as Michael's breaks, but still some nasty fractures for my really good friends Dan and Kevin. And although he wasn't at the rally, I actually met a really cool guy named Chad, aka Good Life ADV, via our mutual friend Kyle over at Backcountry Adventure Motorsports. And I met Chad at the hospital after he'd just obliterated his leg riding the Arizona BDR. I took him some dessert treats just to help him feel better, because I know how terrible it is to just have that realization that you're going to be out for a while. He's doing better now, but anyway, these injuries, they've been a real trial for all of us. But they've also kind of brought us closer together in some ways. They all happened from riding motorcycles. And I know that we've all been in some pretty low places emotionally. But I think that we've all learned that even if we're far away from each other, and even if we just help each other with the occasional text, meme, a little gift, a nice little letter, just in little ways, we get by with a little help from our friends.
What would you do if I sang out of tune? Would you stand up and walk out on me? Lend me your ears and I'll sing you a song I will try not to sing out of key. Oh, baby, how all I need is my baby. I say I'm gonna get high. Oh, yeah. What do I do when my love is away?
Does it worry you to be alone?
No, no. How do I feel at the end of the day?
Are you sad 'cause you're on your own?
I tell you, don't even say it no more.
How will you help my friend?
Gonna get out of my bed.
How will you help my friend?
Yeah, I'm gonna try.
How will you help my friend?
Keep on getting high.
Do you need anybody?
I need someone to love.
Do you need anybody?
All I need is someone. Know just where I'm going, yeah. Somebody knows just where I'm going. Baby, said I'm gonna make it with my friend. Oh, I'm gonna keep on trying. I'm gonna keep on trying.
Would you believe in our love at first sight?
I'm certain it happens all the time, yeah.
What do you see when you turn out the light?
I can't tell you, but it sure feels like madness.
How will you help my friend?
Don't you know I'm gonna make it with my friends? I promised myself I'd get back. Said I'm gonna try it with them too. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, there's gotta be somebody gonna tip me right, I know it. Somebody take me tonight. Oh, yeah, yeah. Said I'm gonna get by with my friends, I did. Oh, yes, I'm gonna keep trying now. Keep on trying with my friends. Oh, ain't nothing gonna stop anymore. I'm gonna keep on trying. I'm getting high. I'm gonna make it time. Oh, no. Gonna get by with my friends. Oh, I'm gonna get on by. Yes, I'm gonna get on by. I'm gonna take them all along. I'm gonna take them all along. Yeah, yeah.
Here we go. Yes. I'm singing in the heat. I'm singing in the heat. What a glory. Let's see it, Rob. Let's see you singing in the rain dance. Yeah. Rodney, get it. Dude, that's a really good one.
Oh man, it was so good to finally ride again with these amazing friends of mine. I love all of these guys, but it was in particular just so good for my heart to see Minnesota Mike back on the bike. His crash was so bad, and his recovery was just so long, and he was really going through it. And it was so good to see him smiling and riding again and hear him laughing as he was just, ripping over stuff. It was also great to meet new and awesome people as well. Actually, when it comes to the Riot at the Reef rallies this season, I've only had one new rider join me. His name's Matt, and he was awesome and super brave for coming solo. Most guys do, and that's how a lot of these amazing friend groups are formed. None of these guys that I rode with, for their 5th, 6th, 7th time, knew each other before. They just came out solo. People arrive not knowing anybody else, and good friendships are made. And sometimes, not always, but sometimes, a group will really, really form a great bond and become really good friends. And that's the way that this group is that's on this last rally. Anyway, everybody else that has come so far in this season have been to at least 5 rallies in the past. I don't do reviews like Yelp or Google or whatever because, I'm working with such small groups and only ever talk about rallies on this channel. So if somebody's going to leave me a review, they're going to talk to me directly and probably talk to their friends, whether good or bad. But I gotta say, as a super small business owner with a super niche little thing going on, I think somebody who comes to 5+ rallies is a way better, compliment than getting a 5-star review. Plus, they've all become really good friends, like I said, over the years, and I genuinely care about these guys, and I think they genuinely care about me too. So that's pretty awesome. So anyway, I was going to do a video like I did last time, where I do a fun cinematic and then talk about different things that happen on the rally, kind of behind the scenes with some footage. But I didn't want to be filled with ads, and if I use licensed music like I just barely did, YouTube will run ads on the video. Like you probably just saw one, or you're about to see one, and all the ad revenue goes to the artist of the music and not the creator of the video. And, that's not a complaint. My channel doesn't get a lot of views these days, so I'm not making, hardly any money from YouTube directly, so it doesn't really make much of a difference to me. But I don't want you guys to have to deal with a lot of ads and interruptions on a longer video, is what I'm trying to say here. So if you're interested in kind of some raw commentary to a lot of the highlight reels of the latest Riot at the Reef rallies, I will be uploading another kind of behind the scenes video very soon without any music, and therefore no ads to interrupt the middle of the video. I'll probably run them at the beginning and the end, but anyway, none in the middle. You guys seem to really like the last one, so I think that it's a format that I'll stick with. So, this next cinematic was inspired heavily by The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. That's a movie, if you don't know. It's not like some weird secret life of some guy. That is a really weird name for the movie. There's actually an older movie. Anyway, tangent, not relevant. I absolutely love that movie. And this music starts playing, and that's when he just really literally changes his whole life by taking a really big leap. So I really enjoy this song for that reason, but also because near Capitol Reef, where I hold these rallies, there's places that are so red or so gray and sparse, no vegetation at all, and just otherworldly, that there is literally a Mars Desert Research Station, or MDRS for short, where they do simulations and studies of living on Mars to prepare for an actual mission to Mars. I'll put a link to their site down in the description below. It is amazing stuff, and you'll see in the videos we actually saw the researchers out in their, rovers, but in their spacesuits flying a drone near the station. It was so surreal. Not only that, but Swing Arm City is absolutely this wild moonscape, something straight out of a Star Trek set, but not made with weird plaster. I mean, it's real. It's not like fake looking. Actually, it kind of does look fake in spots because it's incredible. But it's 100% open to motorcycles. And we had a guy from Pennsylvania pull up to the staging area in a rental car and ask what, he's like, so what do you ride out there? What can you just, and I kind of did like this Vanna White thing with my hand, like gesturing to all of it. And I said, all of it. And his jaw almost hit the ground. I really didn't think it was that big of a deal because I've lived in Utah all my life, and so much of it is open for public use, which is under threat, and we'll talk about that later. But Dan, who is also from Pennsylvania, had to explain that out east, there's nothing like this, scenery-wise or riding-wise, and it is indeed a pretty big deal. And so I kind of saw things from a new perspective when that happened. I mean, I'm from Utah, obviously, but even then, so much of the area around Capitol Reef seems just otherworldly. The diversity of the area is utterly breathtaking, and while I absolutely believe it's created by a God who loves us and wants to share his creations with us, with a landscape like this, even if hardcore atheists aren't convinced, they might at least understand why I and so many others are believers. So anyway, enjoy the cinematic.
Kevin's going to the moon. Ground control to Major Tom.
Ground control to Major Tom. Ground control to Major Tom. Take your protein pills and put your helmet on. Ground control to Major Tom. 7, 6, commencing countdown, engines on. 3, 2, check ignition, and may God's love be with you. This is ground control to Major Tom. You've really made the grade, and the papers want to know whose shirt you wear. Now it's time to leave the capsule if you dare. This is Major Tom to ground control. I'm stepping through the door, and I'm floating in a most peculiar way, and the stars look very different today, for here am I sitting in a tin can.
Oh, that's really cool, you guys. It's like not a crazy lift or anything.
Though I'm past 100,000 miles, I'm feeling very scared, and I think my spaceship knows which way to go. Tell my wife I love her very much. She knows. Ground control to Major Tom. Your circuit's dead. There's something wrong. Can you hear me, Major Tom? Can you hear me, Major Tom? Can you hear me, Major Tom? Can you hear? Am I floating on my tin can? Planet Earth is blue, and there's nothing I can do.
Dude, that's a really good one.
So I told you we were going to talk about some closures, and here is the kind of jarring news. You've probably already heard about it if you're in kind of the dual sport or ADV community, but these areas are under threat of closure. They always are, but this one is really urgent. Please help us local folks and anybody who wants to come and enjoy it from around the world. Please help us keep the land open and accessible for responsible use. Rocky Mountain ATVMC has been doing an awesome job spreading awareness and leading the charge to kind of keep these and surrounding areas open. That's how I found out about it. I'll put a link in the description. Please take a few minutes out of your day to submit a quick form and help keep these lands open. There's only a few days left, really just a couple of days, and you guys know how it goes. I'm gonna get a little kind of political here. It's usually a very vocal minority who's trying to do these things. They're called Southwest Utah Wilderness Alliance, or SUA. And hardly anybody in SUA is actually from Utah. They come from big cities and live half a country away, and they get big money involved from like REI and other really kind of companies who are really interested in land closures and banning everything but basically hiking. And they lobby for power for these closures, and then the really underhanded thing is they strategically place unelected bureaucrats in positions of power to unilaterally close these areas and make decisions that don't reflect the public's best interest. So the way that we fight back is to very clearly overwhelmingly exclaim, that the public interest heavily outweighs the special interests in these cases. We need to donate to good groups like Blue Ribbon and AMA, and work to put our own people in positions of influence to manage these places. We need to have Utah, people from Utah in charge of BLM offices and things like that, because some guy from Washington is not going to reflect what people from Utah want. And guys, this is a big deal. This is another huge swath of land out there. There's a ton of trails under threat of closure. They've already closed a ton of area near Moab. You probably heard about that. And they won't stop. I mean, with the Moab thing, it seems like we just kind of laid down and let them steamroll over us. They are putting a lot more money into this. They're running ads. I've seen ads just on websites that I go to. Because this is like a foothold for the rest of the state. Closures will keep coming, and riding areas like this will fall like dominoes, and it needs to be stopped now. Like I said, they're running ads. There's a lot of misinformation that they're spreading, and it benefits a very few people, their kind of plans, and closes it off for the majority of people who even go to the area. So this is serious stuff, and I know, I hate to kind of have a downer in here, but really, we need to act. Maybe you've never ridden in Utah, maybe you never plan to, but if you ever plan on riding anywhere in the West, we need to draw a clear line in the sand and stop these continual closures, because they're going to be gone if we don't do something. And filling out a form, taking a couple minutes to fill out a form, is all we're asking you to do. So please check out that link and take just a short minute to do your part to keep things free and open. And you guys, if you're watching this within the first few days or two of its release, stay tuned for kind of that raw look behind the scenes if you're into that. If you're watching this later, head to my channel and just find the next video after this one, and you'll be able to get that really fun look into what goes on at a Riot at the Reef rally behind the scenes. So you guys, thank you so much, as always, for watching this video and for checking out those links to help keep things open and free. Much love, as always. eveRide out.